talking about Artie possibly joining OnlyFans and who he should
So if you're
collab
interested,
with.
just leave some comments.
Do you know any like older women who are popular on OnlyFans?
Drea Di Matteo.
Yeah,
We're taking all ages. Don't worry.
We're gonna talk about Artie's collab.
And please, guys, don't
Everything's
even
in
join.
focus.
Don't even.
Artie Spinelli
Greg,
X
everyone has
Drea
headroom,
Di Matteo,
everything's in focus.
the collab of the century.
Hey, Anthony, where'd you get this podcasting stuff from?
It fell off the back of a truck. Today we have two very special guests on Breaking Bread. The team at Mario's Meats, Joe DeGangi and Artie Spinelli. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Been a long time coming. We're here. We're finally here.
Finally here.
Me.
I don't think there's an episode that I've been more excited to shoot than today with Artie and Joe.
We're ready.
Especially because of the history between these three guys to my right and my left.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still waiting on a button down, but
You're gonna get it.
I give you this one with a signature on it for $10.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys are gonna have Audie's daughter Priscilla. She's gonna be waiting right outside.
That bad?
Mega. The younger one, she's calm.
We'll block
The
it.
older one,
Block it.
forget about it.
How old are your kids?
34 and 30. 34 and 30.
And they're still bent about you
My kids are close to
putting yourself out there?
They actually love it. They think it's really funny.
Really?
But when it comes to stuff with the women, forget about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that because, like, freaking nowadays, people are nuts. Like,
How would-
you can't even make a joke.
All right, so
So Artie, what basically what I'm trying to say is your social media career is budding. It really is. You're stepping into your stride here, almost stepping out from behind the monster that is Mario's Meats in Deli, right? I think more people want to see the personal side of Artie Spinelli. Speaking of the personal side, we thought it would be a great idea as a revenue generator to get Artie and OnlyFans. I think it's very on brand for you, Artie.
Listen, I've been saying this to Joe for like a long time.
Yeah.
Joe and I have talked about it.
It's
Like,
not just a fad.
I think he needs to hold the prosciutto like right here. Like, you know, he's gonna smile. It'll be like a classy Ron Jeremy.
100%. Oh,
I don't mind. I don't
Ron
mind doing it.
Jeremy. Artie is like Lex Steele compared
Yeah,
to
I
Ron
know.
Jeremy.
I'm saying, yeah, he is.
yeah, I'm all for it.
With it?
Yeah, you guys want to do it? Set me
So,
up.
do you think people would subscribe to it?
We got to find out.
I think 100%.
I think if you guys would just look at the DMs that we get at the store about Audie,
You know what you should do?
will do
You
well.
should change, Artie. I think you should change the price to subscribe to your OnlyFans monthly based on the price per pound of prosciutto month over month.
$27.99 a pound.
Wow. So I think Artie can get
he's worth that.
$28.
I think
Yeah.
it's worth that for sure.
How much does the American stuff go for?
The
20.
$19.
Yeah,
The
20.
$19
All right,
a pound.
maybe that's more appropriate. I tell you what.
You'll be the domestic.
Artie-
prosciutto.
You know, I don't want to.
See Artie's
I don't wanna-
Joel, 1999.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
He's
I'm
the-
happy with $19.
You're happy
a
with
pound.
being the
I think 19. So you're serious. You would do this for $20 a month
I
if you
would
got
do it,
enough
yeah.
subscribers.
Artie's like, I don't want to crack him over the head.
Couldn't do that. No.
That's going to be his name, Domestic Prosciutto.
Because Artie is now. I'm sure Artie's scrolling through social media now, and things are coming to his attention, and he sees a lot of young independent women making a buku bucks, and fellas making a lot of money off
Making money
OnlyFans.
like crazy, yeah.
He was like, "How do they make so much money from social media?" And we're like, "Listen, Artie, a lot of these people have OnlyFans, and it's great. It's a key to financial independence for social
I'm
media.
glad you guys
influencers.
are opening his eyes to this because
Yeah.
he's been telling me for months, when's the money going to start rolling in?
So Artie, if we're
You got a chance to make
That's clear as day.
There it
That's
is.
clear cut. The proof's in the pudding with that.
I'm willing to do
So,
it.
so Anthony is serious about helping you out and setting you up with this. So would you seriously
Yeah.
do something like
Yeah,
this?
I
So
would.
now that hurdle is crossed, we have to talk about, because you can't just, Artie, I love you, but I mean the solo work beyond just slicing prosciutto and feeding it to yourself, which listen, no Diddy. I think everyone would love to see that.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I'm willing to show it.
Listen, I think it would be great, but I think we
Two
save
pieces of soap aside.
right. We should save the solo stuff for a little later on, and we really got to get you on the ground floor with a collab.
All right, sounds
Are
good.
there any OnlyFans models currently that you think you'd like to collab with?
I know there's a few. You know.
There's a few.
Yeah.
I think Anthony had someone in mind.
Yeah,
Drea Di Matteo.
yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it.
So you got to get an Aces collab going. So Drea Di Matteo,
You guys got to set it up for me. You know, you guys set it up. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
we got to set it up.
Yeah.
Well, Artie, you got to put the charms on a little bit, you know.
I mean, I'll be there to help you guys, but you know,
Can we talk about Artie's like nickname?
well, my nickname.
Yeah.
I don't think you know we have the actual nickname for you.
No, I don't.
But there's like a group chat. It's me, Greg. Greg is non-existent in it anymore. It's like me, Greg, Joe, and Biagio, and like we screenshot your comments because we see them and we send them to each other. Not in a bad way.
Right.
Your nickname is the sniper.
The sniper.
How is that?
Yeah, well, I like to hit people sometimes.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Really?
that's it.
He shoots a
shot.
shot.
I gotta give him credit,
Always
Artie.
shoots a shot.
You have balls of steel.
Yeah.
Like no, look from one man to like another man.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to talking to girls and shit like that.
Oh.
balls of steel.
So
He
Artie,
doesn't give a
Artie's
fuck.
surfing through the comments,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he's seeing a lot of interest in Artie.
Yeah.
Shoot.
He doesn't give a shit. Like he has
sniper.
balls that hang down to the floor, bro.
Yeah.
I really do. You want to see him? No.
We got to be kind to our downstairs neighbors.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to hit him in the head.
So Artie, you're a bit of a Casanova.
I wouldn't say that. You know, I just like to have fun.
Again,
That's all.
perfectly on brand.
I love when he gives the girls like free sandwiches. He goes, "Take it, so I'm out."
Yeah. Yeah.
You do.
And I pay. You bastard. I pay and you get laid.
That's it.
That's it.
Joe, when did you know? So obviously we've been working together for about what, 2 years now.
2 years, yeah.
So I remember the first day when I walked into Mario's as like a professional, not as a customer because I've been going there since I was born. As like a professional, Joe looks me dead in the eye and goes, "This guy is going to be a superstar."
Yeah.
First words he said to me.
Really?
Word for word.
100%.
Didn't mince his words. Didn't say anything. He goes, "I'm telling you." He goes, "Him, watch."
First time I met him, he gave me an autograph.
You've been working with Artie for how many years now?
14?
Close to 15 years.
Yeah, almost 15 years.
Yeah.
So
How many sandwiches?
we would
15.
mess around with customers for years.
I like to fool around.
For
yeah.
years. But Artie would say things under his breath when there's complete silence in the store.
Yeah.
And I would have to hide behind the showcase because it was so funny.
Cracking up.
And I would have to hide myself. I just wanted to put a camera on his block where he works all day long and just film him because the things that come out of his mouth will make you piss your pants all day long.
I like to have a good time, man. I like.
So now that we got this little social media platform, it's time to let the world know who Artie really is.
People take him really seriously. Like the clip that we just did, it's had 100,000 views.
Yes,
Finally, we
yes,
broke it. We
yes.
broke the curse.
Broke the curse of TikTok.
But like people were coming at me hard. Like they really take what he says very seriously. They're like Fachi Fanoik, like
Yeah.
really coming at me hard.
Yeah. Or even
Like, he has like a very loyal. He has like a Trump-like fan base.
yeah, he does. He's got
He really does.
He's got a
A
cult
cult
following.
following.
Yes, he
You're-
does.
You're nice to people. People are nice to you. You know. So I was always like that. You know.
He has a cult following.
Joe just got through telling us how you used to talk shit about the customers behind the counter.
Well, this
You're
is
nice to
behind,
people,
this is
they're nice
behind,
back.
behind the scenes. You know, I used to. I like to say like if people walk in and say a tickle ass with a feather. I say what? I saw it's beautiful weather out there. Right? You know, they don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he says things really
There's
fast.
a lot of things I do, and you know, it's like a lot of funny things.
It's important to have fun at work, huh?
Oh, you have to have fun. You know, if you can't have fun, there's no sense of working.
It definitely makes the day go by.
You know what I mean? I mean,
with him,
you know,
for sure.
now it's even better. Now I go to work, I do nothing. So you know,
Well, you can really tell just from watching the videos. You know,
He
know,
does nothing.
I was saying that there's like more than just a coworker connection there. You guys are like siblings.
no,
almost.
he's a good
Yeah.
kid. He's like
I always look at him as a father-son relationship,
Yeah.
except I'm the father watching
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
If you could kind of figure that out.
he has to look out for me all the
I got to
time.
watch out for him. I got to watch out what
No,
he says.
It's one thing I gotta say. He's a great kid, man. I love working for him.
It's important
He's,
to be
he's like family to me.
It's important to be in business with someone you trust like that. Someone someone who you guys can keep each other in check and
Right.
guide each other.
Right.
It's good. It's good for growth, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of growth and social media, I gotta say, one of the most I think one of the biggest turning points I think in Mario's social media was the cow video.
Yes.
That's gotta.
Oh my god.
If I could pick a personal favorite, moo,
Oh yeah.
Moo.
I mean,
Odd.
I
I
enjoy
like the
I,
trick or treat one better.
I enjoy
Yeah,
doing
which one?
those.
Treat one was
Trick or
good.
treat
He
one was
wears the
good.
cow suit and he throws
Yeah.
the candy. He goes
Yeah.
boo, and all the candy.
Trick or treat
Yeah,
one was
I
good, too.
enjoy doing them. You know, I almost came close to not doing them no more because of stupid girl. But you know, I realized, you know what? It's me. I want to have a good time, and that's it. I don't need nobody to change me.
Are you saying that that some temptress was standing in the way of you and your success?
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, it was. You know, it's just and I almost went with it. But you know what? I realized, I'm not going to.
No, now you almost went with it. Yeah. You did.
I did go for at least a month, yeah.
For a month.
But then I changed my mind. I said, you know what? What do I got to make people change me for? I am who I am. That's it. I like to have a good time. I don't care how old I am. I'm out to have a good time. I feel like I want to act like a kid. I act like a kid. When I have to act like a grown up, I act like a grown up. You know, it's just I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. Moo.
That was the only time in my history with Mario's Meats that I was truly worried.
Really?
The only time I was ever worried about Mario's Meats was when Artie almost quit, and people don't know that story.
Yeah.
Artie, only if you feel comfortable talking about it. There was a point when Artie almost quit.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, Joe?
No, you're right. You're
Want me
right.
to tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, we put out a video. I think it was the Elf video. When he
Elf?
was- yes.
Of all ones?
The Elf video when he was hopping across the street.
Panties in it.
Video did outstanding.
Yeah.
Almost hit 1 million. So, weekend passes. Monday morning he comes in. He looks at me like his grandmother just died and says, I need to talk to you.
Oh no.
And I said, oh boy, here it comes. And he said, well, so-and-so told me that it's childish that I'm putting these costumes on, and she doesn't
And
like
let's
it.
be clear. So and so is at the time Artie's female companion.
Correct.
Okay.
I was talking to, yeah.
Talking, not serious,
Talking.
just
Talking.
Companionship.
companion. So I said, I was very surprised, very surprised.
Right.
I said, listen, if that's what's going to make you happy, that's what we're going to do. And he immediately called Anthony, and Anthony was devastated.
Sorry
Poor
about that.
guy.
Devastated.
This poor guy has, in a Jed Clampett style, fired at the ground and struck oil. And now someone's
Yeah.
plugging up his
Yeah.
reserves.
Pulling the rug right
Sorry
out.
about that.
Wow.
Yep.
What happened?
I called Joe frantically.
Yes.
I'm like, he has to be kidding. He's lying. Because you also have to know, from knowing Artie, this is something he loved to
Right.
do. Like, he looks forward to
This
the
is,
Wednesday morning.
This is all he wants to do.
Yeah.
I hear
This
him
is all he
talking
wants to
about
do.
it.
Yes.
Like this is his Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
This is his
Loves
big event,
He
his big
signs
affair.
autographs for people.
Without them even asking.
The first time I met him, he's like, "You want my autograph?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, no, I would never do that again.
And so you call it quits.
Not now. What now?
No, with her.
Oh, with her that was different. Yeah, it quits. Yeah.
Like, because you have to understand, when you build, like Joe has a brilliant creative mind. I just want to say, because
Thanks.
Joe, I have to tell you the truth. I get asked all the time, oh, like, are you the guy that comes up with the stuff? I'm like, no. I'm like, I am not. I help Joe bring it to life, but he's the real mastermind with all the skits
Yeah,
and everything.
I tell that to everybody too.
Yeah, like 90% of it's Joe. All Joe.
And you know what? It's not even all coming from my head. It's stuff that we deal with
Yeah.
the customers. I just see something happening, go on my phone, I'll put it in there, put my own little twist to it, and that's it.
That's what makes it so great. It's relatable.
It's real. Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
And that's what. And Artie, to your point, that's what makes you so special. Is that you're real.
Thank
You are who you are. You're unapologetic in that way. That's what America loves. An unapologetic character. The world loves an unapologetic character, and that's who you. That's not just what you are. It's who you are. And it's very important.
America runs on Artie.
Yeah.
America runs on Artie.
I tell you, since this social media, I've been getting so many people from all over the place. A lot of respect, a lot of good comments. You know, they like what they see, and it feels good.
That's
It
great.
feels good to. I mean, I went to Greenwood Lake one day with my brother on a Saturday, and the guy got up from his chair in the restaurant. He says, "Yo, you the guy from the videos, all the way in Greenwood Lake, Jersey. People see me out there. You the guy from the videos.
All the way in New Jersey.
Everywhere I go.
Tennessee. I went to Tennessee and we were just shooting the shit with this guy. So then he goes, "Did you just call the Mario's Meats guy?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I had to call freaking
Joe.
warn you about something. Yeah. But so then I put him on the phone with like Artie. He goes, "I love you."
Yeah, that feels good. You know, knowing you're doing something good.
That's a lot farther than Jersey.
I have
Yeah,
a
I love
lady.
Father Jersey.
I had a lady that came in. She goes, "I love your videos. My husband loves your videos." She goes, "My husband's always mad, and when he gets mad, we show him one of your videos, and he has a smile on his face.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. You know, you're making somebody laugh, somebody happy.
You're also a real New Yorker.
Yeah, yeah.
I fear that everyone in the audience, especially the other New Yorkers sitting next to me, I'm a bridge and tunnel rat. I'm from Long Island. I fear that everyone's going to miss what Artie just said. You know, I was all the way over in New Jersey, and they know who I am.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the last couple weeks, Mario's Meats in Deli has been running a promotion, raising money for Officer Jonathan Dilla's family.
Yep.
And you've had people calling in buying sandwiches from all over the world.
Everywhere.
That's your reach, Artie. And yet, Artie, in true New York fashion, says they know me all the way in Jersey. Imagine you got to go all the way to New Jersey.
Yeah. No, it's
Artie,
all
you're
over.
known in the four corners of the world.
Toronto.
Which leads
people
me
from
to my
Toronto.
next question. After your first month on OnlyFans, what kind of Lincoln are you going to buy?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a Navigator.
Yeah, there you
Oh.
go.
He's
Well,
gonna
maybe
be
I'll
like
buy,
Matthew McConaughey.
Or maybe I'll buy.
He has the-
I'll buy a Mercedes 500. That's all.
Artie. I'm around, you know, I'm around older women all the time, you know, at my shows, and they all love Tom Selleck, but Tom Selleck is that's unreachable. If they can subscribe to a more handsome Tom Selleck,
Yeah, little piece of Audie.
that's
Little
right,
piece of
a
Artie,
little
yeah.
piece of Artie.
Yeah.
Artie, I really think you have something here.
No.
I just hope that when you buy your Lincoln, that you think of the little people who gave you the
Oh,
idea.
I'll never forget the little people. You
Yeah,
kidding me?
yeah.
I won't make it get to my head.
Artie, you should just do a video of you cooking like lamb chops, right, in a pan. Do it in your kitchen at home, right? Just an apron, your mudande, black socks,
I don't wear
dress
underwear.
shoes.
That's-
You don't wear underwear.
First of all, he
Commando.
needs an iPhone before he films anything.
Right.
We need to get you an iPhone, bro.
No more green.
Artie, you
no
can
more
Make
wear
your
green
those.
life.
No more
you
green
can film
text.
clips at home and you can text me to them.
Artie, is a
All
new
day
rule.
long.
New rule for you now that I know that you go commando everywhere. Is you can't wear those Abercrombie and Fitch ripped holes jeans.
Well, I figure I get close to here so people get a little idea what's there. You know.
What brand?
A window.
So I have Artie's
yes.
first autograph that he ever gave me, and saved in my office
No,
for when I made it big.
that's it. One day
Look
it's
how
gonna be
pro
worth
that
something.
is.
Huh?
Now, Artie, that's not how you like sign checks, right? That's an autograph.
That's an autograph. Yeah.
He doesn't deal with checks. Cash.
Everything's cash. yeah.
Cash.
Cash. You developed this.
Yeah.
Now you don't have like a notebook at home somewhere, like one of those composition notebooks, like
no.
you know when a girl's got her first boyfriend, she's signing her name with his last name and everything over and over
Dotting the
again.
eyes with hearts.
I just did it as I went along. That's it.
Right. So this signature is just natural.
Yeah.
You really are a natural star.
Yeah. Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you.
He said that. He said, "I'm gonna be a movie star."
Definitely.
He's gonna get cast in a movie.
He
100%.
has to.
Yeah. He's gonna get casted.
1000% he has to.
100%. I just got a phone call to do voiceover work. Like someone's gonna call you and put you in a movie. Like that's gonna be something.
You have the look as like that guy that works at the docks or something like that. You like know what I
Longshoreman,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Longshoreman,
Yeah.
yes.
He has a look like a teamster. Like he has a perfect look for it.
Was the
Definitely.
Video, the video from the Mount Carmel feast when he was walking down the.
The best.
You-
Going to see his bookie.
Oh, when Artie tans is the great. Have you seen him tan?
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, you got a nice tan, right? It's gonna look good, QCP style. Cook it at the thing.
Yeah.
You know
Now you-
QCP is?
Huh?
The guy who cooks with the no shirt on?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it? Okay.
Well, now I know.
Now I know.
I just want everyone to know that Artie didn't know about QCP when he said bitch before.
No.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, true.
that was
Natural.
al natural.
So there's no copying involved.
Yeah, Artie's an original.
Craig is silent on this podcast. What's going on?
I swear to everything that is holy.
Greg has had his balls broken relentlessly
Yes.
Day one.
by Artie and Mario since day one. And
Yes.
all I'm hearing, Greg, let me just clear the air. All I'm hearing, Greg, is that once you start getting your balls broken, that means they're in love with you.
Oh, I know.
And the whole way over here, you know, of course I'm thinking about, you know, the legacy that Joe has taken over this family business and has grown it into something that's well loved all over the world. More than how are we gonna unpack Artie's newfound stardom? More than any of that, on my drive over here, you know what I was thinking about? Poor Greg.
Got to put up with me, right?
What is going to happen over the next 90 minutes or so? You know, is I really hope that Greg doesn't get upset. And Greg, I think that it goes so far beyond that. I think that Greg, you really should embrace this ball breaking as you're welcome into their world. Because we don't get our balls broken. That means they don't think we're one of them. But Greg, they look at you.
We love Greg. We love Greg.
They look at you and they
I'm the
see.
token
And we get upset when he doesn't come visit us too.
Yeah.
I'm the
See?
How about
Like
that?
you should time out.
They miss you
Time
when
out.
you're gone.
When he comes in, I say, "Where's Craig? Where's Craig?"
Every week.
Talk to
Always.
this for
Every
He
week.
doesn't talk to this.
I'm always
for
looking
Noik.
for
He
you.
doesn't
You
fucking
see the
invite me.
schedule every Wednesday at 10. It's never
Schedule
different.
when I schedule my shit.
So
You
they
see
take
that?
precedence over us. Is that what
Me.
you're saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're
You see that, Greg? Greg,
Like, yo, Greg,
could I tell you
Can
something?
you clear out your schedule today? You should come. Like, no.
Greg was at
I mean,
a
every fucking Wednesday.
Greg was at a certain South Shore Italian American market today, and Greg was a little
Oh my
late.
God.
He's a little late.
And could I?
4 minutes late.
And what I got from Artie and Joe was just that they really were jealous of that Italian American market.
I was.
We were here
4
45
late.
minutes waiting for you.
Compared to these two stunads that show up 2 hours late to almost every event, I was 4 minutes late.
Yeah, we waited 45 minutes. You were 4 minutes late, but we waited 45 minutes for you.
No one told
Greg,
me to
it's
show up
different.
45
Greg,
minutes
we're
early.
the talent, Greg. We got to show up late. We're like, who's the guy from Axl Rose?
Oh my God.
You know? Greg, I think, is more well-loved than he gives himself credit for.
Yeah.
And I think that really, Greg, you ought to embrace this. I think the
Come
captain.
here, Craig. Give me a hug.
He's turning red.
He is. Greg, I wish,
have rose
I wish there was a camera on Greg right now because he's just like a thermometer right now. He's all rosied up.
A little warm.
He really is. He's tickled pink, quite literally, by this. And Greg, I honestly think you ought to embrace it. I think Greg is, Joe Causey, Brooklyn's own Joe Causey, coined this term just a couple short weeks ago, and I think Greg should really embrace that he's coming into his Captain Corned Beef era. I think
He called him Captain Corned Beef.
Captain Corned
It was
Beef.
That
fucking.
was the funniest
'cause
thing I've ever
That's
been
fucking
called.
phenomenal.
He like tried to make a joke to Joe, and Joe turns to him and goes, "What are you talking about, Captain Corned Beef?" I fucking died.
Pretty fucking funny.
I think Greg feels a little like Philadelphia in the grand scheme of cities. He feels a little second fiddle. He feels like he's not appreciated for the role that he has
He's appreciated.
in everyone under the Sharada PR umbrella's success. I think I've heard this subliminally from Greg, and I think I could speak for him when I say that I think next month, or I think the month, whenever this podcast comes out, I think that Mario should introduce, and I know it's not St. Patrick's Day. I know this might be a bit of a pain in the ass for you guys, so it's going to mean love. But I think that you should feature the Mario's Meats and Deli Sandwich of the Month, the Greg Heinrich Captain Corned Beef.
Yeah,
You do that.
that sounds good. I'll eat one.
A lot of people gonna get jealous.
Yeah.
Did you just hear that, Greg? Artie just said he'll eat
Artie
the
just likes
Captain Corned Beef.
Artie loves corned beef.
So Greg is not feeling the love. And ironically enough, Captain Corned Beef is Artie's favorite sandwich. How about that?
Come here, give me a hug.
Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Look at that. I don't even know. Greg, could you mind? I messed up the thing. I really did.
He's like purple right now.
Greg, could you straighten this out? I got to address the people on what just happened. Thank you. Greg Heinrich and Artie Spinelli just shared an emotional moment here on the Breaking Bread
Artie's
podcast.
crying right now.
Really? Really?
I think Artie was a little hard. I don't know.
Yeah. You felt that? Me, go away from over here.
So I think Artie's first collaborator on OnlyFans is going to be
Greg.
Greg Heinrich.
I think it's a match made in
They
heaven.
come in with like salamis on.
Pride Month is June. So we have a bit of a lead-in. We have enough time to get this together and edit it.
Shit.
Well, one thing, while we're on the topic of Greg, I get to say one thing that I believe that Mario's invented, truthfully, because Greg and I always did the skit things. Like we did the skit when it was just me and him. But the skits for the businesses was really popularized to everyone after Mario's. Truthfully speaking,
Well, it was
the real when everyone was like, I want a skit, I want a skit, I want a skit.
the gravy video is what popped it all.
That's
off.
what popped it up. That
Yeah.
was actually the first.
That was the first one?
We did a food one, which did well, but that the sauce and gravy one was the first one that.
Yeah, we did a
I thought
chicken
Artie-
cutlet
I thought
bruschetta
Artie was-
sandwich.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
first.
I thought
yeah.
Artie was a customer when I saw that video.
When you seen it,
Because I had to hit up Anthony. I'm like, yo, who was it? He's like, yo, he works there.
and many people don't believe, but Audie does for real say gravy. That's his.
I'm so glad
That's
you
his
brought
thing.
that up. I'm
That's
so
his
glad you
thing.
brought that
That's
up.
Why is it,
Sick.
why
And
is
that
it
is
gravy,
where
Artie?
the banter from me and him started back and forth.
Why is it gravy?
Tell
Artie?
me you're going to give the same explanation.
I was raised that if you make sauce, it's sauce, right? Nothing in the gravy, nothing in the sauce. It's sauce. But if you put meat in it, it's gravy. You're putting meat in there, so it's going to turn into
At
gravy.
least he has a good explanation,
You know,
though.
I
Is
mean,
what-
it's-
some people, the sauce is gravy. Period.
But what constitutes sauce over passata?
Well, if you're making pasta and you use plain sauce, you're making sauce.
What's in a plain sauce?
Just plain sauce.
So
That's
garlic.
it. Garlic,
marinara.
basil, and sauce. That's it.
Now, you're
Now, if you're
saying-
making meatballs, brajol, beef or pork,
Right,
spare ribs,
right.
you put in the sauce.
Ragu.
It's ragu. It's called gravy.
No, it's ragu.
It's
not
called
gravy.
It's called gravy. We
No,
call-
but ragu is something different too. Ragu is typically
ragu is bari style.
ragu is either
Braised meat,
braised
shredded.
or ground meat. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Is as part of the sauce. It's bolognese or something like that. That's considered a ragu. Ragu is usually braised or ground meat,
Yeah.
right? But the meat is whole in the sauce. The brajol is stringed up in order to not fall apart in the
Right.
sauce.
Right.
In order to not turn the sauce into a gravy.
But you're putting all that meat in it.
Yeah, but if I get roast beef and gravy and you give me roast beef with tomato sauce, we're gonna have.
But that's different. Brown gravy is completely different. You can't
so it's gravy and
you
brown.
can't compare roast beef with sauce.
And
I
it's
mean,
This guy's
actually-
so
it's
stuck in the past.
No, it's
He's
actually
seeing color.
it's very surprising too because you're a first generation, as am I.
we used to call it.
I
Gravy.
I can't understand.
Your mother called it gravy?
I-
I'm making gravy tonight.
I
yeah.
can't understand it.
This is an anomaly.
And,
just
and my
because-
mother and father from Sicily.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is an
As a cook,
anomaly.
Joe knows if you have gravy, you're supposed to thicken it. You don't thicken sauce.
Right.
There's
But
nothing added. To
There's
it
no
to make it
flour in sauce.
No.
Right.
There's no
No, it's
corn
just
starch.
sauce.
There's no roux.
No, it's
Where's
just-
the
when
roux?
you- When you make sauce, it's just sauce, garlic, and basil, right? That's plain sauce.
And onions.
And onion. If you put onions,
Oh,
yeah, you
it's
can put
the
onions.
same.
Onions.
And you put a little sugar in to kill the acid.
Oh, I
Sugar.
sugar.
You just ruined your whole
I
argument.
mean,
Putting
But
sugar in
you
there.
a lot of people do that. They put a teaspoon
You know,
of
I
sugar.
was all into making you an OnlyFans where you're cooking.
Forget
Now,
about it.
now that I know I'm talking to fucking Chef Boyardee,
Listen,
put sugar in
Listen,
the sauce.
you know how to eat. You don't know how to cook.
I cook really good. I cook good.
This is an anomaly because Mario's really prides itself on being authentically Italian.
Right.
So it's crazy to think that I think a lot of the viewers probably don't think Artie actually calls it gravy.
No, you know what? If people who come into the store, maybe not all the viewers, but the customers who come in, if they order pork, beef, veal, chunks, and he looks at them dead in the face and goes, "Oh, you're making gravy this weekend." That's his thing,
Okay.
and it always was. And I would break his
What did he
chops
say
forever.
to you? Because the neighborhood.
First they don't say nothing. Then they realize what I said. They say, no, it's not gravy, it's sauce.
So they correct.
Oh, so they actually tell you.
Yeah.
Especially after the video started coming out.
Yeah.
But I do it on purpose. I tell them, you're making gravy.
You realized you were wrong for so many years and haven't switched up, haven't changed. You know what, Artie? I was just praising you for being yourself and sticking to your guns. Now I don't know about that.
You had a good argument until sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Here's one thing I want to know from Artie. And it might be a little bit of a controversial question.
Okay.
And you could chime in too, Joe. But Artie's the real key here because Artie's a professional eater. I don't really mean that in a bad way. Where is your go-to spot if you're not going to Mario's?
I have a couple. I have if I want shrimp parmesan, there's a place on Woodside Avenue I go to.
Okay.
Wait, so you like shrimp parmesan?
Yeah, I like shrimp parmesan. Yeah, with spaghetti.
Put sugar in the sauce. Seafood with cheese.
Ruining it. It's ruining
You're
If I
killing
like,
it.
If I want veal,
That only fan.
Oh, you're off
right now. Forget about it.
what the shrimp parmesan?
Cheese. With
All right, I've had it once in my
Irish, I
life
have
the
an
past
excuse.
couple weeks ago, and it was good, but that doesn't mean I think it's okay.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Don't
But
let
You,
you
you,
fell
sorry,
in
go
love
on.
with it.
you don't like shrimp parmesan?
I'm not a fan of mixing the seafood with the.
What about clam pizza?
So you got a shrimp parmesan. What's the place on Woodside?
Yeah.
It's on Woodside Avenue. It's called John's restaurant. It's on the corner of 61st Street and Queens Boulevard.
Oh, is it John's Pizzeria?
No, it's John's Pizzeria has the restaurant
Yeah,
right
yeah,
next to it.
yeah.
And then I go to there's a place called Michael's in Jersey. I go for veal parmesan with spaghetti. The veal is like you cut it with a knife. It's very tender.
You got to let the people know the next time you go to Michael's in Jersey. So that guy out in what was it? Something Lakes in Jersey. He can come see.
Out in Sea Caucus.
And then if I want pizza, I go to Luigi's
Yeah.
on Park Slope.
Gotta go see Gio.
I go to him all the time. I go to the cemetery, see my mother and father. I stop with him, have lunch. I eat all the pizza I want. I don't pay for it, so it's even better.
How many slices do you
Freeze
think you
for
need
me.
at Luigi's?
I could probably about
pie?
6.
Yeah.
Easy.
We've been there and he's put away
I
6
wouldn't-
easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
You got some appetite,
Yeah. When I like to eat good food.
and it's good.
Yeah.
Luigi's is nice and thin.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Luigi's is the best New York slice
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best classic New York slice you can get.
Oh, you know what? Got to give a little shout out here. We went to Carmine's 2 weeks
Oh, yeah,
ago.
real good too.
Yeah.
Had their bar pie.
Was
It
excellent.
was phenomenal.
That was good.
I don't think I've tried the bar pie.
So
It's brand
thin,
new.
Very good.
phenomenal,
was
phenomenal.
very
I love Luigi's too. Gio's the man. For a regular New York slice, love Luigi's. But Carmine's bar pie, it's there.
Carmine's specialty slice.
Carmine
Good.
makes
I never had
wood
anything
fired
else, but that
his
bar
pizza
pie was-
out of the oven there. That's like my personal favorite. The one with the wood fire, it has this taste that you really can't replicate.
delicious.
You guys
really
are gonna
good.
have me on a 3-hour detour to get back to Long Island tonight.
Well, we're going out to eat. So we were told we're going out to eat.
One more place I like to eat meatball parmesan. I won't eat it no place else. Is Mario's, our store.
Really?
Mama's,
Because
Mama's
it's
meatballs.
homemade meatballs.
Mama's meatballs.
No. There's no cutting corners. It's beef, pork, and veal.
Ah.
It's. I would eat it every day.
It's my mo-
Beef, pork, and
You
veal.
can't
That's
beat
the
it.
right
You
way.
can't beat the
Right.
meatball.
See,
I-
when we opened up, my mother was the cook at the shop. So when my dad opened up the deli part, my mother taught the cook how to make everything back there. So we still stick to her recipe. So she was cooking like she was cooking at home. She actually was making hundreds and hundreds of meatballs, frying them until
Out of
one
the
day
store.
my father
Out of
was
the
like,
store.
"Hey, you could put them in the oven, you know."
I can't stand when I hear meatballs, just beef.
And you know what the good part about it is? It's all good meat. It's no cheap meat.
No trash.
Whatever we sell to the customers, whatever we take home, that's how we make the meatballs. That's the only place I eat meatball parmesan, unless it's home.
Is that Mario's?
It's right there.
What is
That's
your
it.
view on people putting meatballs in the oven versus just throwing them straight in the sauce?
In my house, we never did straight in the sauce. In my house, my mother always did fried. She used to fry them 3/4 of her way, and
Yeah,
then
then-
pop
then
them
you
in.
finish it in the
and then
sauce.
finish them in the
Yeah.
sauce. Me personally, growing up, used to go out on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, you wake up, those meatballs out of that frying pan. There's nothing compared to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing compared to it.
I like fried meatballs, but I do them in the oven.
You do them in the oven.
I do them in the oven. I do them in the oven because not everyone likes them in the sauce, and something about an oven baked meatball when it's done right, when
Gets a
it's
little
got the right
crispy.
mix,
Ah.
it's got the right amount of oil in it. It just crisps up so nice
Yeah.
on the outside, and it's still soft on the inside. You put bread in your meatballs.
We do.
Very important.
Bread, milk,
Very good.
breadcrumbs.
Very
So
good.
bread and bread.
Bread and milk is old school.
You mix the bread and milk into like kind of like
Paste.
Yeah. That's the way to
Yep.
do it.
And it's got to be fresh mint too going in.
Mint.
Mint. Yep.
There's always I'm always curious about this. There's always a secret when someone's making their meatballs, right? Some people do raisins. Some people put pinoli nuts in their meatballs.
I've seen that, yes.
Right? You put mint.
Mint.
I've
Fresh-
never heard this.
Fresh
Wait,
mint,
wait.
Sicilian oregano, parsley, but the mint is that.
You get that minty
touch.
taste when
It's
you
nice.
eat it. Delicious, man.
It's nice.
That's the only place I would eat meatballs.
Brightens it up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And they're soft. They got to be soft
Oh,
with
yeah.
all that bread.
Yeah.
Man.
What about you, Joe? If
Wait,
you're
can
no.
we go to Mario's and get a meatball parm on the way to dinner?
We could do that.
Shit, what time is it?
We got
Hey,
to
you're
put
right.
What we say? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, what about you, Joe? Like, what's your go-to place? Because coming from like an authentic like Italian place, I think people would like to know your like opinion, and that's my favorite question to ask people that own like a fine establishment is,
Where do you like to
yeah, like where do you like to go if you're not eating at your own place?
So I like the old school joints that have specials on the menu that they do a little twist on everything. So for me, love what the guys are doing at Barossa's. For me, it's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
100%.
Phenomenal.
100%.
Michael's of Brooklyn, another phenomenal spot.
Yeah.
Something non-traditional Northern Italian, Il Poeta in Forest Hills.
Great
Fantastic.
spot that you turned me on to.
Fantastic
Great
pasta.
spot.
They make
Poeta, where at?
El Poeta. It's on Metropolitan Avenue in Forest Hills, Queens. Phenomenal pasta with truffle and mushroom in a wrapped in speck. It's one of the best dishes that I've ever pasta dishes I've ever eaten. Phenomenal.
I can validate that. He made me try it. It was delicious.
For me, also regular New York slice, Luigi's. If I want to do a souped up slice, Lindustry. Love their
Really?
I love their burrata, the burrata pizzas.
So Artie, before you were the deli man that you are, have you ever had any other sort of jobs? Like, was there ever any other? Because you've turned this into a career. You've made a career in the butcher business.
Yeah.
Anything before that seemed like budding, or maybe something that helped you get by? We've all had other jobs.
Nothing to brag about, but when I was a kid, like around 17, 18 years old, I was a male hooer for hire.
Wait, what?
Male hooer for hire.
I think the proper term is gigolo.
Yeah.
No, I like using male hooer.
I'm just.
I was hired for, weddings and funerals.
What do you mean? Like they would hire
Boyfriend,
you as like an
or
escort?
to get their boyfriends jealous.
As an escort?
Yeah, as an escort.
You were a
yeah,
male
they-
escort?
They would hire me, yeah.
Wait, is
Wow.
he being serious?
Yeah, I
I
did it for
think
3
so.
years.
Yeah,
You did it for how long?
For 14 years. This is the first time I hear about
Yeah,
this.
well, I don't really talk about it
You
too
don't like
much.
this?
Yeah.
You don't like
This
this?
is like
I
it's
don't
like the
wanna
before.
Did you still have the mustache?
I always had my mustache. I never shaved my mustache off.
Ever?
Never.
Since you had it?
Since I had it, yeah.
How old were you when you first got it?
12 years old, 13 years old, started growing.
You started growing a mustache at 13 years old.
Well, yeah, 13, yeah. Started
Wow.
growing. I mean, it wasn't this big, but it was going in.
So how old were you? What ages were you when you like between starting as a male gigolo and then transferring back into normal?
I was
society?
almost 18 years old.
I shouldn't say normal society. We're gonna normalize sex workers in 2024. You were how old?
I was 18 years old. I was
So
going
from
on
like
18,
18 to like 23.
yeah. No, like maybe 20, 22. I did it for 3 years.
Okay.
So, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Met a lot of nice women, a lot of nice girls.
Wow. And so when do you decide? Like what's like your wake up call? Like I need to leave
wow.
being a male gigolo. And go straight.
I'm still
Well, I wanted to
processing.
get married. I want to have kids. And then the last time I had this one girl, she hired me, and she hired me as for a wedding, and we had a good time. So then we went to her house, having a good time with her, and then her sister-in-law came in. She joined in too.
Oh
Which
wow.
I was really shocked because she was married, and her sister-in law's husband was coming in. He heard the garage door.
Oh,
open,
get out of here.
And they said, "Get out of here!" So I didn't know what to do. So I jumped out the window. Thank God it was the first floor.
So she's having an affair at the sister-in-law's house.
Both, the sister-in-law, yeah.
Wait, but it's a sister-in-law. So it's her brother's wife?
Her brother's
or-
wife, yeah.
Oh, okay. So her brother shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did you get out of that
I
situation?
jumped out the window.
Would anyone you
I would have had a
know? Would anyone you know? Because you're a well-known guy around the neighborhood. You get around Artie. Would anyone you know ever be at one of these functions, these weddings or funerals, and have any questions like, what are you doing with this one or that one?
Well, I mean, no, not really, because everything was done like out of the neighborhood where I live.
Oh, okay. So to avoid people,
Yeah.
talking about you.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
So then that's the thing that broke it open. I said, I almost got caught. And
Right.
I did
Could've
it for
been
3
bad.
years. I had a lot of fun with it. I said, now it's time to give up.
Wow.
So,
Artie, that's an incredible story.
Pink.
yeah.
Is that like a retired jersey number? Like the amount of escort dates you had on the jersey?
I mean, it was quite a few girls. So I didn't keep track, but
Right.
I had a nice time. It was good. It was nice.
Right.
You know.
Do you find now that your career in the deli business is maybe, if not tremendously fulfilling, which it is, you've made a lifelong friends out of this business, but I can't imagine that you were making more money behind the counter than you were behind closed doors.
He gets paid a lot, so
I mean, I get paid good. I no complaints. You get paid for, I do whatever work I have to do,
The level of profundity that's come from you in this podcast is really, I feel like just out of the sound bites alone.
It was zen, very zen.
Well, Artie, you have such wisdom for such a young guy at 37 years old.
I wish I was 37.
You're looking, Artie. I'm
Thank
just
you.
guessing
Thank you.
here.
Listen, I was up and down a lot of bad. I had bad times in my life too. My ex-wife, and family members passing away. My mother and father passed away in 1990, 91. I lost my mother and father really young.
You were a young guy.
Yeah, I was 23 when I lost my mother and father.
Wow.
I lost my sister. She was 36.
Oh God.
Jesus
So, I had
Christ.
I had a lot of ups and downs. But you want to know something? I always got back up. I got back up, and every time I got back up, I got up stronger.
Right.
So I learned how to live life day by day and enjoy life every day.
You can't
Right.
knock Artie down.
Well, Artie's learned a lot about life through these trials. I think that's very important.
And
for a
the
lot
thing
of
that made
people
me
out there.
strong is my daughters.
Is that right?
They kept me strong. Yeah,
How many daughters do you have?
I have 2 daughters.
And they're
one-
really, they really look after you,
Yeah,
huh?
one is Priscilla and one is Alexis. They're-
And how are Priscilla and Alexis coping with all this newfound fame and all of this female attention?
Loaded question, Sal.
Love it.
very protective.
They're very protective.
Yeah.
So,
Very
ladies, if
protective,
you're out
yeah.
there and you're looking to score a date with the most eligible bachelor within the 5 boroughs, Artie Spinelli, just know that you have to go through his daughters.
They have to meet my daughters first.
I think that's gonna get him more girls.
It will.
How
That'll
much,
get
he
him
love-
more
how
girls.
much he loves his daughters.
I love them to death. You kidding me?
Yeah.
They're my heartbeat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without them, forget about it.
Them and a meatball pub. A meatball pub.
Yeah.
Hope on.
I was going to say, how do you guys, as 2 fathers, 2 businessmen, how do you strike that balance between life and work and family? You know, where you guys work is kind of like family, and then you go home and you're with your family. How do you strike that balance
Well,
between those 2 worlds?
I lost my father young also. My father was 52 when he passed away. So growing up, father was very old school. Business came first. Family was always taken care of, but the business always came first. After I lost my dad, my mentality of everything changed. Had my own kids, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be at all those hockey games. I'm going to be at all those baseball games. So I have a different outlook on it. The way I look at it as, if I leave that shop and I have to go to a game, when I wake up tomorrow morning, the store's going to be there. Those memories that I make with my kids are not if I miss them. So I make sure that I'm there.
Wow. That's tremendous. It really is.
Yeah.
That's some of my favorite memories. Is both my parents going to all my sports.
You got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy life. The same thing you love your work. You have to enjoy
That's it.
life.
You don't know when your number's getting called. So
That's it. You don't know what's going to happen.
We had
tomorrow.
everything growing up. We never needed a thing. And then when it was time for my dad to enjoy all the fruits of his labor,
Wow.
it was taken away.
That's
so now
really-
I got a different outlook on life.
So that's where that spark comes from. That spark in the atmosphere that is Mario's. That fun-loving, lightheartedness comes
Right.
from the 2 of you just really trying to enjoy life.
100%.
Because you know how hard it could get.
100%.
You guys are great business owners, but no one really knows that you guys are great dads.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like it's a behind the scenes thing that I think should be notified.
Thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
Glad we
Man, Greg chimed in.
Wow, Greg. Tear. Look at this. You and Artie hugged. We uncovered how Artie has a subliminal love for you because he loves corned beef and you are Captain Corned Beef.
We like better make shirts before somebody else
Right.
does.
And you, we 100%. And you reciprocated to Joe and Artie about how much you recognize how great fathers they are, because you've had the chance to know them on a personal level. The both of you have. This really was a lot of fun, but it was really extra special. I think for me, especially looking on the outside and seeing this whole dynamic here. And I think what a lot of people don't see is behind the scenes of Sharada PR and behind the scenes of Mario's Meats in Deli are just a bunch of really great guys who have such a great chemistry
Listen,
together.
these guys are good at what they do.
Yeah, it lends
Yeah.
itself
Thank you.
to
They're really
the
good at what
success.
they do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we tried for over 2 years before I met Anthony to get the social media going, and we didn't have success. As soon as these guys came in and took the reins, that's when everything started to go off.
Oh yeah.
So, a lot of the success of our social media has to do with them also.
Yeah.
You can
Definitely.
put,
It's not
you can
just
put me
us.
in a turkey costume anytime.
That's it.
With a bat.
Yeah, as a couple long-term clients, I think we could say, like, you know, it really has been has made a remarkable difference.
Right.
Really has.
Yeah, you guys are my.
I'm gonna cry.
You know why we're getting all emotional? It's because we're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Nice dinner after
So-
this.
Yeah.
Just to close out, Joe and Artie, aside from OnlyFans,
Right.
what do you think is next? Like, what do you think is on the horizon for the team at Mario's Meats and for you two individually?
As from a business point of view, I see a Mario's 2 in the future.
That's the first time that you're talking about
I'm
this.
talking about that publicly. Got a couple ideas in the works here, and Long Island, Long Island.
Please.
Is this the camera? Long Island, we're coming.
Me.
So that's I think that's the next step. I always look at it as I have 2 kids, and when I started this, I said I want to have 2 businesses. So if they don't want school, I give 1 to each, and my life is complete.
Smart move.
God bless.
God bless.
Artie, what about you?
Just keep working for Joey and have a good time and keep making videos and make everybody happy.
Good.
On behalf of myself and Anthony Sherrata, it's been another great episode of Breaking Bread. Thank you, Joe and Artie, for coming on.
Thank you guys for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.